Listen, you don't just come up here to sing. You don't just come up here to worship. You don't just come up here to see kinfolk. You don't just come up here to see friends. You don't just come up here to show off what you wear. You come to get some knowledge. Why do you come to church? I come to get knowledge and to worship who? God. Now, what does it mean when you store up wisdom? Because this is important, because this is what the wise do. Wise people store up knowledge or wisdom. Notice when you store it up, it has to do with the fact that when it comes to you, the way you live, the way you think, the way you talk, and what you do, you treasure knowledge. When you store it up, you do so because you treasure knowledge. You find knowledge to be that which is most valuable to you. I need to know something. It ain't nothing worse than going through a whole lot of trouble and you ignorant or in the dark. Oh, I need to say, I said, it ain't nothing like going through trouble on the right hand, on the left hand, and you is dark or you blind as to how you gonna come out, as to why you in it in the first place. I don't like being blind or ignorant or stupid when it comes to trouble. I like to know what's going on in my life. Even if I don't know it in totality, I know the God that's in control of it. See, you and I can be just like Job. We may not know in totality what's going on, but I know that my Redeemer liveth, and when he has finished working on me, I shall come forth. Oh my God, y'all missed that. You better tell somebody, I'm coming forth. See, knowledge is profitable. In other words, it benefits you to apply knowledge. Not just to apply it, but to become a lover of knowledge. Get to the point to where anytime you come to church and a bona fide woman, a man of God is speaking, you are sitting on the edge of your seat because you have come to love knowledge. You are in the word. I mean, sure enough. You ain't going to be sitting up beside nobody wanting to pass notes and go on, wanting to talk about something other than what the preacher talking about. The devil is a lie. You don't mind telling somebody, look, hold your peace. Either I'm going to have to move because you done sat beside a lover of knowledge. I come to church this morning to get me some help. I've been going through some things and I need some knowledge in reference to how God is going to do this thing. I come to get some knowledge. Did anybody come to get some help this morning? Is anybody going through something and you need some knowledge? You need some wisdom? Is anybody battling something that without the Lord, it is going to destroy you, but you recognize that this is one of the best years of your life and you are a lover of knowledge and you came to get some this morning? If it be true, high five somebody, tell me he talking about me right now. Woo! Yeah, tell two more folk, pastor preaching about me right now. He talking about me right now. Go ahead now, because this is when you a lover of knowledge, you love church. I said you love coming to church. Now, it does not say that you just going to come up here for nothing. No, I ain't going to just come up here just for nothing. So when we gather together, it's for something good. I'm finna say something that, Lord have mercy, I may lose some folk. But in my opinion, church should be one of your most favorite places to go. Should be to the house of God. I'm getting some patty cake, some ain't clapping at all. And listen, you don't just come up here to sing. You don't just come up here to worship. You don't just come up here to see kinfolk. You don't just come up here to see friends. You don't just come up here to show off what you wear. You come to get some knowledge. Why do you come to church? I come to get knowledge and to worship who? God. Do you know part of worship is receiving knowledge from God? That is worship. Go and be seated. God forbid if the only reason you come to church is to hear the choir. But when the preacher get ready to get up, that ain't your favorite part of the service. One of your favorite parts of the service should be when the man of God gets something to give what? Knowledge. Why? Because you say, man, I love it. Boy, I can't wait the pastor come out here. I know he been praying. I know he been fed. Lord have mercy. I know he got a word for me. Man, I am excited about that word. People should be able to look at you and recognize that what he's saying good to you ain't. You really loving that, ain't you? Really loving him talking about no more being broke. You really loving about he talking about you are healed by the power and the stripes of God. You loving all of that prosperity. You loving all of that better here and better come. Seem like you really get excited when he say better here and better come. Yeah, I love me some knowledge. Notice this. Because see, you need to know who you are. Are you a lover of knowledge? Or do you despise knowledge? Notice what Proverbs 1:7 says. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. See, whenever you start fearing God right, that is the beginning of you receiving and applying knowledge to your life. That's the beginning of your life being better and getting as good as God desires it to get the moment you start fearing God. And it is evident in the way you talk. It's evident in how you think. And it's evident in what you do. That is the beginning of knowledge. In other words, get ready for some stuff to change for the better. Get ready to receive blessing that you didn't work for. Get ready for God to show up and show out in your life. Tell your neighbor, across the board. Tell your neighbor, that's what he want to do. Show out in your life in every aspect. Show out at the house, God. Show out on the job, God. Show out in my finances, God. Show out for my family. Show out for my children. When God starts showing out in your life, you can look at your seed and people will be able to see that God is showing out in your life. Because it'll seem like everything you touch get blessed. Oh, don't make me go back and grab Joseph. Every house he went to got blessed. If Joseph went in the ditch got blessed. If he went into jail, the prisoners got blessed. Let me tell you something. When God starts to show out in your life, everything you touch prospers or flourishes. Listen, and folks see it. You can start a new job and be there 6 months and folk get a raise across the board and they don't recognize they gave this raise because I showed up. You don't feel like that? I feel like when I step in a store. Proverbs 1:7. Now some of y'all can't handle that, y'all. I'm moving you outside the church now, and all your blessings come up in the church house. But let me tell you something. God will bless you outside of this church. He'll bless you outside of the church, primarily because of what's happening up in the church. That's the reason I can't miss church. I can't miss my word. I can't work myself to death, but then starve my spirit. What you do when you choose work over hearing the word. You are starving your spirit to death. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of who? God. But know what he said? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But fools. But fools despise wisdom and what? You can tell a person something that will help them out and they will despise your instructions. Who you dealing with? A straight up fool. You tell a fool to stop doing something that's killing him or her, and they'll hate you for you. Don't act like you ain't ever told somebody something you knew was straight up Bible and straight up right, and that fool got upset with you. And basically showed you that they was a what? A fool. Check this out. A fool with a degree. A fool with money. Married but a fool. Young but a fool. And it's dangerous to be young and be a fool because you got plenty of energy to show out with your foolishness. See, sometimes an older person gets somewhere and sit down because they ain't necessarily got the energy. But when you a fool and young, come on, y'all. Many of us, we've been there. That's a dangerous combination. Young, plenty of energy, and foolish. wisdom, knowledge, and understanding comes, again, primarily according to Jeremiah 3:15, from a pastor at church. That means a fool will show up to church and hate the preacher for what he's saying. Even if what I say upset you, to not be in the realm of a fool, you have to ask yourself, was pastor right? If I do what he said, will it help? Once you say yes, it'll help, you can't be angry about that. You got to get over that. How many of you ever had somebody tell you something right, but it took you a few minutes, a few seconds to get over your angry spell, and then you said, let me just go ahead and put this right here into action. Because they were just up and down right. Y'all with me? You know how it is when you're trying to tell your child right, and they hating you for it. Don't that just get you a little upset? How many would say yes? Okay, all y'all that said, yeah, that's how I feel when y'all do me like that. I feel like that parent, that child won't do right, and you stayed up all night preparing this lesson, getting it ready, only for your child to look at you and go to sleep on you. Or ignore you. I'm that parent. So the next time you getting on your child, that's how I feel about you. When you do me like that. Let me tell you something. When you hate knowledge, you have nowhere to go but down. See, when you love knowledge, you're on your way up. I don't care how long you've been struggling. I don't care how long you've been down. I don't care how long you've been bound. I don't care how long folks say you've been messed up. I don't even care about your haters out there that's saying you will never get it right. The moment you start loving knowledge, you on your way up and out of there. You on your way to a much better place, even a place that you could not have even imagined in your best dream. I come to tell somebody I am a living witness that God will bless you past what you even he would ever do in your life. God has did some stuff for me that I know this was nobody but God.